Illinois Avenue for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. 529-4300.
Support for WDBX comes from Mike's Music of Carbondale. Mike's Music offers services on all stringed instruments from string changes to neck and body repair, upgrades, and customization. Mike's also buys, sells, and trades all types of musical instruments and equipment and offers private, one-on-one instruction for guitar, bass, and piano. Mike's Music at 816 East Main Street in Carbondale or on Facebook, 618-529-3444.
Good Monday morning to you. The time now is 10 a.m. You're listening to WDBX FM Carbondale, specifically Talk of the Town. Sorry, we were having a little technical difficulty with our intro song, but that's not going to stop us from having a great show. It is 12 degrees and sunny in downtown Carbondale. And what better way to kick off your Monday morning than a chat with Miss Jennifer Olson from the Carbondale Chamber of Commerce. Thanks so much for joining me this morning.
Good morning, and as long as there's sunshine and not too much wind, we'll take it.
Yes, and you're hopefully warmed up. You actually walked over here, you crazy person.
I try to walk anytime I can, but it was a little brisk this morning.
And March is a busy month for the Chamber of Commerce. I feel like recording every month I say that you have more and more activities planned for the community, but you have a business builders breakfast coming up this week.
Yeah, it's actually on Thursday, the 7th at 8:30 a.m. at Dunn Richmond, also known as SIU Research Park. And I'm very excited about it and actually had the opportunity to sit down and touch base with our presenters for this event. It's always nice when we have some local subject matter experts that we can use, and we happen to have here in Southern Illinois a husband and wife team that each have been national winners in an elevator pitch contest. So they qualified here at SIU, and they went on, and she won in Kansas City, and he won in Tampa. And they are going to share expertise with us on Thursday morning and teach our business people, our people who are out on behalf of not-for-profits, asking for things, and they're going to teach us how to do that perfect 90 seconds or less elevator pitch.
And for a lot of people, that elevator pitch can be really intimidating because they don't like talking about themselves, or they don't really know how to sell themselves when talking to a potential employer.
Absolutely. And the whole thing is capturing somebody's attention and being able to give them a peek at kind of what's in it for them, because we're all a little bit selfish, I think, and we all, if we're going to give our time, attention, money, etc. to somebody, we want to be told what's in it for us and why we should give them more of our time and dig a little deeper.
And the Business Builders Breakfast, every month you have a different topic of conversation, and it's something that really applies to business leaders throughout Carbondale and throughout Southern Illinois.
Yeah, I would say it applies to business people at all levels, whether you're entry level or whether you're the boss. We've had everything under the sun, including how to do advertising and marketing, how to accommodate service animals and other support animals, and kind of what are your legal requirements. So we just try to listen, first of all, to our member businesses and see what they are dealing with, what their needs are, what's the hot topic, and provide them a program to help answer those questions and really give skills that are. Business Builders Breakfast is all about practical, applicable skills that you can use.
Plus, it's always a good networking opportunity as well.
It is. We go around the room at the beginning and give everybody a chance to introduce themselves and get to know each other a little bit better. Dunkin' Donuts provides coffee and bagels and donuts, so that's really nice. Kind of get people up moving around the room, right. And some people prefer a little one-on-one sidebar as opposed to the part where we're kind of greeting the bigger room at large.
And moving on to your monthly luncheon, that's coming up on March 19th starting at noon. And the focus for this one is mission-driven cultural shift. Tell us a little bit about this program.
So this was super interesting. are two professors from SIU that present on this topic, and I actually had them present to our board, and then we took them to the regional executive chamber luncheon and had them talk to the area chamber directors. And really what their story is they went to ASU, Arizona State, which had some similar challenges as far as enrollment and things that SIU's been dealing with. And they just went out there to observe, learn best practice, find out how they turned the tide, how they found a better path to better enrollment and such. And when I think about the program that you'll hear, to me, it's the why. It's, a lot of us are familiar with the realignment and the things that are happening at SIU that started under Carlo Montemagno and continue under John Dunn. We know what is happening, but this is the why. This explains kind of what put those things into motion and how it's modeled after a success story. And as far as the businesses, it is nice to know kind of the why behind what's happening at SIU, but more important, any business needs to understand and can come and learn about how changing the culture is so key, and having everybody on board understand your mission and your why. I mean, it absolutely can make a difference and is applicable in really any business, any organization, even in your favorite committee that you volunteer for. Mm-hmm. If you don't have people understanding the why and pulling all in the same direction, it's really hard to find success.
Right. So this one, definitely want to get this on your calendar, March 19th. And this is a great opportunity for different businesses to get involved and get a taste of the Carbondale Chamber of Commerce.
Absolutely. The luncheons are one of our more well-attended things that we do every month. We average 50 to 80 people. A couple of those we have two a year, Saluki Pride and State of the City, that really go over 100. But 50 to 80 people is pretty normal for these, so you get to meet a lot of different people from different member businesses. We also try to move it around and use different member businesses for the catering piece. So this one is actually going to be at Old Main, which is located in the Student Center, and they do have free parking over the lunch hour, so there's no concerns there. And so it is nice to move it around, to feature a different caterer, and to try to provide a topic that is broad enough that, all 50 or 80 people in the room feel like they left with something they can use.
And throughout our conversations and throughout the times we've had you in studio, it seems like more of a push to get folks on the campus of Southern Illinois University.
I think it's important because if we want students and faculty and civil service folks to come off of campus and spend money in town, then we need to also be a part of campus. And when we cross the threshold and we have a positive firsthand experience, then we can do a better job of promoting the university in our town. I can ask you all day long. I can repeat good stories of, my incredible interns and my one-on-one experience with SIU students. But for you to have some positive thing happen to you because you were on campus and some positive experience, you're going to be able to tell that firsthand story a lot better than whatever I'm asking you to repeat.
Right. And how can people get signed up for this luncheon?
They can just visit CarbondaleChamber.com is the easiest. There's online registration available at that site.
And another popular favorite is networking at noon, and this time it's going to be at Chango's.
Yeah, so the monthly luncheon is always the third Tuesday. The last Tuesday of the month, we have a no-program luncheon, which is becoming more and more popular. I think people just like to visit and take the time to get to know each other a little more in depth and kind of understand each other's stories, and not just what people do for a living during the day, but, what are your passion projects? What community event or effort are you most excited about? So we will be we will be networking at noon at Shango's.
I don't know how you keep track of your schedule because I get confused.
So we will be there on Tuesday the 26th at noon. It's super casual. There's no fee to attend. It's just pay your own check. And, we try to spread that around and rotate to different places also to get exposure for the business, and hopefully somebody who attends, maybe it's a restaurant they haven't been to for a long time. So,
and you guys are getting ready to kick off a new mentoring program.
Yeah, when we think about providing value, when you start to hear common pain and concern over and over, we have to think about how we can be a part of that solution. So we are consistently hearing from our members that they have a hard time finding good help, especially at some of the more entry-level positions. And so this program, we have some area business leaders that are willing to be mentors for unemployed and underemployed adults 18 to 24. A lot of the folks that are our prospective mentees are currently going through GED programming here in town, and they just need some exposure to good role models and an opportunity to maybe get somebody to be a reference for them. And I think there's value in just seeing good behavior in the workplace and seeing what jobs are out there. I know when I went to college, I was in a rural area, and most of the women that I knew that went to college were still either teachers or nurses. So if you don't know what's out there, how can you establish a goal or shoot for an opportunity if you don't even know that job exists, or you just hear a title and you think, I have no idea what that person does on a daily basis. So in some of the bigger companies, they'll have a primary mentor, but they'll also, be exposed to a number of different career paths within even one business. So,
and how many month-long program is this?
So this is 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
And so at a minimum, we would like to get the mentees to see 8 different businesses. That's kind of our minimal goal. And there are programs that have mentees in area businesses. Why this is different is we have it kind of working as a cohort, so everybody is starting and ending on the same date, and the mentees will be on site in a business 4 days a week, and then on the Friday they will actually have a soft skills curriculum, and they will do things like build a resume, understand how to use public transportation, financial education. So there is the shadowing part, but there's also a curriculum component that we think is real important.
So this is a real hands-on opportunity for people in the community.
It is, absolutely. And, we have some people from outside of Carbondale proper that want to assist, so they're going to help us on those Fridays because maybe, transportation could be a challenge or whatnot. But I'm super excited that we have mentees who are going through it together at the same time and having the experience. But also, I think it's good for our mentors to have a buddy system to ask each other, hey, I'm having this experience. How would you deal with it? So instead of people having to kind of go one-on-one a la carte on their own, we have a network of people that are kind of going through the process at the same time.
And people can still sign up to get involved in this program?
Absolutely. I would love to have mentors. We certainly would take more mentees and work through the program with them. And, we don't want this to be a one and done. Our first one, I'm sure we will work some kinks out along the way. But ideally, if we can do it twice a year or once a quarter or even every other month, if it gets a good response and we have good results, we'd love to keep it going.
Great. And I know we have just a few minutes left, so always encouraging folks to use the hashtag CarbondaleProud.
Yeah, it was fun. I kind of stumbled into this group, which was real grassroots, just talking about spreading positive news on social media and trying to kind of stamp out the negative or the old, recycled, incorrect information. But now it's becoming more and more mainstream, and I know like the school district uses Carbondale Proud quite a bit on their positive social media. So I would just like to see it go mainstream and see everybody who is out there being positive, using that hashtag. It helps aggregate all of those positive things together so we can find them easily and share with each other.
Great. Anything else you'd like to add, Jennifer? Maybe I forgot to ask you.
Well, just a reminder that Wednesday the 6th is SIU's 150th birthday. It's also the Day of Giving, and I'm a big fan of Day of Giving because once that you visit the foundation's website, you can actually pick specific projects. So, if you want to do money towards a certain project on campus or program or effort that you're passionate about, I'd rather do that all day long, earmark it for something that I care about instead of a general fund. So it's a really cool day, and this really just is the first day of a year-long birthday celebration. So stay tuned. I hope that everybody sees lots of good festivities throughout the year.
Right, we're excited to start celebrating.
Yes.
Jennifer Olson with the Carbondale Chamber of Commerce, always a pleasure to have you in studio. And we're going to take a short break to get you some announcements.
Good morning, this is Alicia with the City of Carbondale here to bring you this week's calendar of events. On Thursday, March 7, 2019, it's Meet the Mayor. Chat with Carbondale Mayor John Mike Henry and Carbondale City Manager Gary Williams at Italian Village, beginning at 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. For more information, please call 618-559-1939. And on Saturday, March 9, 2019, it's Fresh Fitness. Fresh Fitness will return to Carbondale Community High School. The exercise class will begin this Saturday at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. SIU Student Recreation Center instructors will teach a variety of cardio and strength training. No experience is necessary. Participants are encouraged to wear comfortable clothes and bring a water bottle, towel, and or yoga mat. A cash donation of $5 is suggested. For more information, please call 618-559-1939. For information on these events and others, please visit our websites at WDBX.org or explorecarbondale.com, or you can reach us by phone at 618-457-3228. Thank you and have a great week.
Good Monday morning. The time now is 10:17 a.m. on WDBX FM Carbondale. You're listening to Talk of the Town. And if you can believe this, they said 12 degrees on my app this morning. So it is a cold morning out there. So hopefully you're enjoying a nice cup of coffee or even hot tea, hot chocolate. And we are kicking off our Monday with Mr. Daniel Booth from Carbondale Elementary School District 95. Thanks so much for joining me in studio this morning.
Hey, thanks for having me. Always good to come in and talk and share some good things that are happening in our local school district.
And we had you in right after you started, I believe, in July or even early August. We wanted to bring you in again to talk a little bit about some of the progress, some of the changes that are being implemented into the elementary school district.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that. Well, it's been a fun 6 or 8 months getting in. We were very intentional about coming in and doing more listening than we were talking, just to get a feel for where the district was at and what our teachers needed. As you know, in the field of education, teachers are so important. We've got to make sure they have the resources they need to be able to serve our community and our students on a daily basis. So a lot of time has been spent doing that. And now we're going into the phase of planning for next school year. And that's just kind of how administration works. You start out the year with the tough work of getting the year going, and then as the year goes, you start planning for the next year. And that's what time we're doing right now.
And it seems like there's been a real focus on making sure your faculty and staff have the things, the tools that they need in order to do their jobs well.
No doubt about it. Some of the biggest things we did this year, even from a curricular standpoint, was do a lot of staff training on valuing data. Data does tell a story, and it tells a story of where we're strong and where we also need to get work implemented to help our students to grow as quickly as we can. So we did a lot of work of implementing that culture within our district, and then we moved to doing a lot of pacing and mapping to make sure that we had a solid curriculum in place. When I came in earlier, I shared our 4 core principles for the year, which were loving kids, following best practice, having a solid curriculum, and communicating well. And we've been hitting each of those areas very, very intensely and vigilantly to make sure that our students are getting what they need on a daily basis.
And one thing I have to commend you and your staff on is just knowing about all the wonderful things that the district is doing, and that's much in part to your communications director. This is a new position with the school district.
Right. We were very intentional about making sure that we were sharing the good news. And it's just the way life is. It's just the way the world is. It's so easy to pick up on the 1 or 2 things that aren't going well that you aren't highlighting the hundreds of things that are going well. So having Ms. Esther's on our team and updating our Facebook and our Twitter on a daily basis with just the things that are happening. It's nothing staged. It's nothing that we are putting a script together for. It's just walking around and showing what's happening in our schools on a daily basis to let people know that there's hard work going on and that our kids and that our teachers are amazing.
And it's about those small accomplishments that kind of keep everyone going. And one of the big ones that I saw was the test scores, getting those results back and seeing some improvements in certain categories.
No doubt about it. So 3 times a year we do what we call benchmark assessments, and it's just to check and to chart growth throughout the year. So we do one in the very beginning of the year, we do one in the middle of the year, and we do one at the end of the year. And it was very exciting to see from the beginning of the year to the middle of the year that we had about an average of a 10% growth around our district, and that's really focused on math and ELA or English Language Arts. Our students are taking it serious. Our teachers are. I've never seen a group of teachers that are so excited about growing. Usually people say that change is hard and it's difficult and you got to take it slow, but every single meeting that I've had with our teachers, every face-to-face encounter that I've had with a group of teachers, they've been asking, what next? What next? What can we do now? Because they want to serve this community. They want to serve this community well.
And is there any particular accomplishment that you've made throughout your tenure as superintendent that you're the most proud of?
Well, you know what? The thing that I'm most proud of is the fact that our teachers have a level of trust right now to be able to share what they need and how we can best help them. The conversations that we're having are very transparent. They're open. There's not a lot of emotion or negative emotion involved in it. It's just an opportunity for them to be able to truly share, hey, this is where we're at and this is where I want to be and this is what I need to get there. Can you help? And to say yes to that is easy when we don't have to do a bunch of digging to see how we can best support our students. So I'm proud of that. Right now we're in the phase of we're planning to begin a strategic planning process over this summer, which will help us to map out what the next 5 years in our district will look like. That'll be a process that includes community members, parents, and all the stakeholders in our community within also our school buildings to help us to have that plan so we can communicate it very well to everyone where we're going as a school district.
And do you have any specific goals for this spring semester, anything that you're hoping to get accomplished?
No doubt about it. Well, in April, we start our Illinois Assessment of Readiness. That used to be called the PARC examination, which are given to 3rd through 8th graders. And it tests their math skills and their English skills. So we are prepping up for that right now, and our students are ready. Our teachers are prepared, and we're looking forward just to see growth from last year to this year. And then we're really looking at this year as a benchmark year. As this new administration has come in, we want this year to be kind of a place where we can say, okay, this is where we're at when we came in, and next year we'll be able to see how much we've grown between now and then with all the things we've implemented, specifically curricularly.
And one thing I've noticed, as yourself included, going out to the different schools and getting that firsthand experience in the classroom.
No doubt about it. Every day I start the day off in a school, usually in parish. It's not hard for me to go in there, and I check in with our pre-K and our kindergarten and first graders. I talk to some students. I talk to some teachers. I greet students as they're getting off the bus or as they're grabbing their breakfast. And then throughout the day, I try to make it to at least a couple more of our buildings buildings, whether it's Thomas, our second and third grade building, or Lewis, or the middle school. And I've spent a lot of time with adults this year, way more than I've ever spent in my career. So being very intentional about getting to know our students as well. But I really feel that my role is to make sure that our adults right now have everything they need to be able to serve our students. And I'm in a phase now where I'm getting to know our students a lot better now that our adults are where they need to be.
And that has to make a difference. It's not often that kids get to be around the top dog, so it's nice to put a name with a face and getting to interact with those students, because that really does make a big difference.
Kids are so funny. I don't think they've ever heard of a superintendent, and they usually say that I'm their principal's boss. Often, that's kind of their understanding of what a superintendent is. And whenever I go in a classroom and read, or I talk to the students, our teachers are so crafty and so experienced in explaining things to our students in a way that they can understand it, that now it's fun to be able to high five and hug and fist bump our students as they're being successful within our schools on a daily basis. It's hard not to smile when you walk through our buildings. It's almost impossible to not smile when you walk through our buildings and you see the great work happening.
And is there anything else you'd like to mention, anything else going on that you would like to share with listeners this morning?
Well, a couple things. I think that last week we had a Black History Month celebration at Carbondale Middle School. We had about 150 people present for it. It was amazing. We had our students performing. We had students doing poems, reading. We had students dancing. And it was just a great opportunity to celebrate the diversity in our district and also Black History Month. We're looking forward to, of course, spring break is coming this next week. This is really an interesting time of the year for our students and our teachers, where they are looking forward to spring break, to be able to get a break before we finish out the school year very strongly. I'm looking forward to actually having a warmer weather outside. It's so important for our students to have movement involved in their day. The society right now has so many tablets and cell phones in their hands that it's really hard for our students to sit still. So we've been talking a lot to our teachers, and we're moving to a way of how we can make sure that we're giving them opportunities to get those wiggles out so that they can learn in an effective manner on a daily basis. So that's fun.
Great. And if people would like to get connected to the district, you guys have a website and some social media handles. What are those?
No doubt. We are on Twitter, we are on Facebook, and then I'll also share that within the next 6 months we'll have a new website, which will be very exciting. Our school board, we discussed that last week at our last school board meeting, and we've got some great things happening that we'll have on our new website that'll be easy for people to see. We'll also begin this next summer talking about how we can increase our amount of volunteers we have in our buildings. At the kindergarten, the third grade level, there's no such thing as not having enough hands on deck. So getting parents involved, getting the community involved. SIU has been amazing. Their athletes have been amazing with signing up to come in and help out. We had a bingo night at Lewis School 2 weeks ago where we had about 15 SIU athletes come in and assist, and they are ready and willing. So I'm looking forward to that. But once again, Facebook and Twitter, CES95C is where you can see all of our information happening, and we try to get something on there or multiple things on there every single day so that the community can see the amazing things happening at Carbondale Elementary School District.
Great. An exciting time for District 95.
Here we go. Onward and upward.
Thank you, Daniel Booth, for joining us. And that's all the time we have for today. We hope you have a wonderful Monday and stay warm out there.
You'll have a good morning when you tune in to Grandma's Jazz, Saturday morning from 10 till noon. Hi, I'm Jean Armstrong, host of Grandma's Jazz. Join me for lots of wonderful music and not too much talk. Remember, make it Grandma's Jazz, 10 a.m. Saturday on 91.1 FM and streaming live on WDBX.org.
The stars were shining bright. Now the milkman's on his way. It's too late.
Support comes from Work Care, providing pre-employment physicals, drug testing services, injury management, OSHA exams, wellness and prevention service. Learn more at workcarereadywell.com.
Support for WDBX comes from Cristado's Cafe, Bakery, and Catering, serving breakfast and lunch all day. Cristado's offers fresh baked goods, including cookies, cakes, and pastries, as well as specialty coffee drinks. Catering available for any event. Cristado's Cafe, Bakery, and Catering, open Tuesday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturday 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at 209 South Illinois Avenue in the Kaleidoscope Building. Information by phone at 529-4303 or on Facebook or Cristados.com.
This hour of programming on WDBX Carbondale is sponsored in part by your membership contributions and by Harbaugh's Cafe.